Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you a high-end AR spotter DPS build. You can use this build on any content such as legendary or heroic missions, or pet go. It's completely up to you. But let me take you through the pieces. So on this build, I'm running a Sesky piece because it gives you 10% crit chance. Everything on this build is rolled to red, so that is weapon damage, crit chance, and crit damage. On here, I have a crit damage gear mod. For my chest piece, I'm running the Fenris chest piece because it gives you 10% assault rifle, same attributes and core attributes. On here, I have a talent called Spotter. Amplifies total weapon damage and skill damage by 15% to pulsed enemies. So what's so good about the Spotter talent is that you don't have to stack the talent in order to get the highest damage like Obliterate, or you don't take double the damage from enemies like Glass Cannon. So there's no stacking and you're not taking any damage. Okay, so it's pretty good. It's not as high in terms of the amount of weapon damage you get, but this is like instant. Okay, for the backpack, I have a Group Somber backpack because it gives you 15% critical hit damage. Same stuff rolled onto there. And on here I have Vigilance. Increases total weapon damage by 25%. Taking damage disables this buff for 4 seconds. So when you take damage, you will lose that 25% damage buff, but 4 seconds is not that long, especially if you're in the middle of a fight. 4 seconds will just go like that. You don't really realize how quick 4 seconds go by. Okay, for the rest of the build, I have the Petrov defense group named Contractor's Glove. Okay, so this has damage to armor, and I have critical hit damage rolled onto there. For the knee pads, I have the Fox's Prayers knee pads with damage to target out of cover, and on there I have critical hit damage rolled onto there. For the last piece, I have an improvised piece here. So this is a piece you need to craft. What's so special about the improvised pieces is that you can attach a gear mod on. So on here I have a critical hit chance gear mod, and you can attach that, which is pretty useful. So you can basically get really creative with the improvised. So for the improvised pieces, you have to come here and just go to the end and you can craft it. But it does take a lot of time because it won't roll a full red. So I'm going to show you an example. I'll craft one now for you. So that came with armor, explosive resistant, and a critical hit damage. So it's very random. You might waste a lot of resources trying to craft the perfect one, and they tend to have really low stats on them, so it will take a while to optimize it unless you're very lucky and you have very good RNG. For the rest of the build, I'm running the Police M4, okay, with damage target out of cover, and Flatline. So amplifies weapon damage by 15% to pulsed enemies. After 3 kills, applies pulse to the next enemy you hit. So for Spotter and for Flatline, you need to pulse the enemies, right? So in order to do that, you need to have this attachment called the linked laser pointer. Okay, so technician laser point that pulse targets which is aimed. It's only available for underbarrels with long rails. Okay, so for you to do that, you need to go on to the technician specialization. You need to put your points into the rifle, and then you get the link laser pointer. It's a bit of a waste in case you want to use another gun. That's the bad thing about it. But I mean, if you're going to, there's another way apparently that you can, there's a glitch that you can get the link laser pointer without putting your points onto here. I'm not too sure how you do that. I've not really bothered to check because it doesn't really affect me that much. And for the rest of the build, I'm running the classic M1A. You know, since I put points into the rifle, you might as well use a rifle because you can attach a link laser point onto here. And the classic M1A does a lot of damage as well. And I have Flatline on there. For the last weapon, I have the Busy Little Bee in case you want some extra DPS. So the talent on here is each shot to a different target will give 1 stack up to 10. Each stack will give 20% weapon damage increase. Stacks will activate once the agent switches weapon and will last for 10 seconds. Okay, so basically what I do is I actually never use it. I just tend to forget to use it because I feel like I already do enough DPS. But if you really want to, maybe max enemies I will hit, it will probably be around 3 or 4. most of the time. Even just hitting 1 or 2, you can already see the damage increase. You don't have to fully stack it at 10. But yeah, so what I don't like about the technician is the technician specialization is that it's not really good for DPS builds, because you know most people will probably use gunner or firewall. You get that extra DPS when you're using the shield, or gunner you get like killing enemy grants 10% armor, every third reload speed is 50% faster, you generate ammo, rate of fire increases. So the technician doesn't really have many other perks apart from probably 12% damage to drone skills and proxies. And legendary, that's really useful because there's a lot of robotics, but other than that there's not really anything else that is that great. Some people will use gunner. There's a combination that some people use, so they will use gunner with, for example, scanner pulse to proc spotter and flatline, or they will use there's another skill that you can actually use, but you need to use the sharpshooter specialization. So that unlocks the that unlocks the tactician. So the tactician scouts and marks hostile targets, feeding them to the agent and other allies. So that you basically have to control. It's really annoying to control, and I don't like using it. It's just annoying. It's like another thing I have to look out for. So it's probably better just to run the technician with flatline, with the link laser pointer. Honestly, it'll save you a lot of hassle. You don't have to think about it, and sometimes you probably end up forgetting that it's not activated, you know. The stats on this build, I currently have 59% crit chance and 168 crit damage. When I do fully optimize the improvised holster, it will be at 60% crit chance. For the gear mods I have crit chance. Okay, I have crit chance and of course the 20 rounds. For my M1A, crit chance, 5 rounds, and that's it. Okay, let me show you the stats on the M1A. So the M1A is at 54% crit chance. That should be at 55 once fully optimized, and 181 crit damage. Let me show you the DPS it does. Let me just check if I have the link laser pointer on. Okay, it's at heroic. It does a good amount of DPS. I mean, compared to like strikers and heartbreaker, I mean, you can't compare really because they just do a lot more DPS. But I mean, this is known, you don't have to stack anything at all, so it's like instant. So we hit 7 mil. I mean, it's not too bad. If you wanted to, you can use the Kingbreaker, but I don't really like using the Kingbreaker that much. I feel like from distance it's a bit inaccurate. So the Kingbreaker has perfect flatline. So you can use, when it comes to the weapons, it's completely up to you. Whatever weapon you prefer, you can even use a carbine 7. You can use the file. I think you can attach the link laser pointer to the file. I don't think you can for the CTAR. You can't for the FAMAS. I would love to use the FAMAS, but can attach on there. And here's the Kingbreaker. It has perfect flatline. Amplifies weapon damage by 20%, so that's an extra 5%. But I feel like you'll be missing your shots a lot, so at the end of the day I feel like you'll do less DPS because you're missing so many bullets, so what's the point? And so yeah, that's pretty much the build, guys. For my skills, I'm running the Crusader and the Reviver Hive, so my teammates don't have to pick me up, and the Crusader Shield, just so I can, like, if I'm behind cover, I can, you know, saves me, or I can like go pop around to the side of cover and shoot, so it keeps me alive a bit more. But you know, that's completely up to you as well. So your skills of choice is up to you, weapon choice is up to you. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Peace.